Welcome back to the next talk, which is by Hans Ppelsha on running a large-scale matrix messenger at University Medical Center Mainz. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining this talk. And I would say we jump right ahead. The talk focuses on how IBM Consulting is running a large-scale matrix messenger at the University Medical Center Mainz, where we provide a chat solution for the hospital staff to ensure that they have a easy to use tool to communicate with each other, so that they don't have to rely on other solutions like maybe WhatsApp or other private messengers. So let's jump right into it. A few sentences about myself. My name is Hans Ppelsha. I work as a consultant and architect at IBM. I'm an IBMer since 2018. I started doing my bachelor at IBM, so I'm there for quite some time now. And it also means that I started working with Matrix in 2020, related to the University Medical Center Mainz project, which is the focus of this talk, of course. I'm very enthusiastic about hybrid cloud, OpenShift, open source, healthcare, and the public sector. Maybe saying this out loud, I'm also enthusiastic about playing paddle with my friends and watching movies, but that's less Matrix related. There is a LinkedIn QR code if you want to follow me, feel free. And after you heard a few sentences about myself, a few facts about the University Medical Center Mainz. They have roughly 8,700 employees, 340,000 patients, and which is also very interesting, 4,230 students and trainees at the moment, so quite a large user group. And of course they have the need for communication solutions, but we heard it already, there are solutions in place that are slowly developing, like the TI messenger, but we started with this solution much earlier, 5 years ago, to be more precise. And we tried to solve the following problem. There is a high demand for low threshold messaging solutions to communicate between staff, between like nurses and doctors. I mean, we all love our messaging solutions like Slack and Teams. You can imagine how important it is to have a solution like that in the medical sector, where there are like where it's very high intense work, where the information has to be exchanged quickly, and there are existing solutions like Slack and Teams, but they unsuitable for data protection reasons. Because at the end of the day, I think nobody of us wants to have their hospital data used for maybe training a Gen AI model or something like that. So it's very important to have a secure communication channel. And because there is currently slowly solutions are getting established like TE Messenger, but especially back then there was no solution, so there was a rise in shadow IT or shadow messaging, if you want to call it that way, because everybody has WhatsApp at the end of the day. So you can imagine how these things might be used in the medical sector, and Mainz realized this problem early on. Before I start telling you like how we started the journey, let's have a quick look at the U Messenger in general. It's on the public app store. You can see the logo here, the store page. If you know the Element clients, this will look somewhat familiar to you. And yeah, IBM provides this custom solution to University Medical Center Mainz. But now we've seen like how the messenger looks. Let's talk a bit about how this started. Mainz recognized the problems of commercial messengers like WhatsApp very early on. So they realized there's really a need for coordination and collaboration to have a messenger tool, but one that is DSGVO compliant, and therefore they had the boldness to create, to go ahead, a step ahead, and be a first mover to solve this problem. And IBM and Mainz collaborate on many different projects. Therefore, we started together and started at the Healthcare Hackathon Mainz in 2020. Healthcare Hackathon, it's like a series of hackathons, very popular in the healthcare market, in the healthcare sector, to create innovative solutions for hospitals. And Mainz has a big venue and a big event at the Healthcare Hackathon series, and therefore we collaborated and looked for a low threshold messaging solution. And IBM could identify Matrix as one possible solution because it has a very active open source community. There is a focus on security and encryption. It had an advanced feature set already, and it was used by other public institutes, like, for example, the French government, which we heard this morning. And yeah, at the hackathon, Mainz and IBM decided to jump ahead and start a proof of concept. And we had a pilot phase where the IT department and the pediatric clinic got access to this proof of concept messenger. And after some iterations and user feedback, we had a big bang rollout. All Mainz employees can now access the U Messenger. And now jumping to today, the U Messenger establishes itself as the central communication tool at University Medical Center Mainz. The U Messenger allows for a big variety of use cases. So if you are considering to implement the TI Messenger at your university hospital, or if you're starting a small or medium-sized matrix messenger in general, this might be very interesting for you, because the goal is to share some of the learnings that we could collect over the last 5 years and like our opinion on the state of matrix and the implementations. And yeah, there are many different use cases we could identify with our users that go far beyond just like chatting with your colleagues. There are department-specific news and emergency rooms that are used by the hospital. There are rooms for organizing shifts, which are very popular because it's very easy to exchange like and update schedules, much easier than email. There's a hospital-wide communication channel that's that is used by the internal communications department at Mainz, which they really like because it's super easy to share news, or if there are problems with the internal network, or if there are big announcements, they can just post it in the channel. Everybody can read it. They can react with emojis. They customize the room rules, so only they can like write messages, and it's great for them. And also one funny thing, lots of people use it as a personal note space because they change devices a lot. They have like stationary workstations that are shared, so it's a very easy solution to keep information to your account, even if you change devices a lot. Yeah, and IBM and Mainz work closely together on operations and development. We have regular meetings together, and we discuss with staff to get a really good understanding on how the messenger is used on a daily basis. IBM is monitoring the matrix and element open source projects to understand the roadmap, to get a feeling for that, where the projects are heading and how we can implement solutions in the U Messenger. And IBM operates the messenger for University Medical Center Mainz and provides updates every quarter since 2021. So it's quite a while now. We provide the scalability and reliability of IBM Cloud. We add new messaging features. We provide administration tools that help the admins to better utilize the messenger and better overview it. And we try to improve the UX as much as possible. I will talk a bit about that later because it's a very important point. A few sentences about the operation model, how we operated at Mainz. We operated inside the messenger itself, inside the IBM Cloud Frankfurt, inside an OpenShift cluster, which is a Kubernetes-based solution which tightens security. We are very happy with that solution, especially in combination with like SaaS Postgres and a Cloud Object Storage, which is an S3 compatible solution for media data. And this is basically the core operations model. And the most interesting thing about this slide might be the IBM Cloud Satellite, because this is a very cool tool provided by IBM Cloud, which allows basically Mainz to deploy a custom or a self-owned cloud region inside the medical center data center. So they can take all the like automated administrative stuff from IBM Cloud, but still own the operations, and only they have access to that data. And they also have an OpenShift cluster in this cloud satellite with a keycloak for the user authentication. So we have a nice split between like the operations of the messenger and like more sensitive data like the keycloak or other applications. And because it's both like OpenShift Kubernetes based, it's very easy to move workloads between these two sources. There are lots of interesting ideas you can like implement with this concept. For example, like if you want to have like a chatbot or something that relies on more sensitive data, it can run inside the satellite, and more general like applications can run in Frankfurt. Okay. Now we talk a bit about like what we did to the clients. Like the U Messenger is, as I already said, based on the Element clients. And IBM took them, and a bit similar to the talk earlier this morning for the French government, we stripped down the clients. We looked at all the features, are they necessary for our client, how can we simplify the messenger solution, and this resulted in some very nice developments. We have like a customization, an IBM branding config that goes across the Element Web, Matrix SDK, Element iOS, and Element Android, and it allows us to adjust like a bunch of features that are not necessarily customizable in the client itself even. So it's very easy to really create a custom messenger experience with this configuration, and we keep these custom projects up to date. We always pull like the upstream versions, and yes, we customize them to provide the best possible solution, and we have detailed talks with Mainz on how to decide which features we want to add, which features we want to take out, how we can improve the user experience. And at the end, we have like the web application, iOS application, and Android application that is custom tailored to Mainz. We also use this approach for other clients. This talk is focused on the Mainz case because it's the earliest one, and we have like collect lots of experience with that. On the backend side, it's a bit more simple. We just take Synapse and we configure it, which is already complicated, not complicated enough, but the solution has so many configuration options, so it's really important to understand and keep up to date and have an understanding for how you can configure it and how this might result in a production environment. And therefore, we take these configuration options and really discuss them in detail with our clients and see which features they want to have enabled, which they want to have disabled, and of course IBM manages these configurations for the clients, for example Medical Center Mainz. And now we talked a lot about the setup and how we configure the clients. Now I want to share talk a bit about the learnings that we had throughout these 5 years, because I think this is the most important part for people who want to start running maybe a TI messenger, maybe an own Matrix messenger, because some of these things I'm sure will apply to all of these use cases. So onboarding wise, we really suggest to start with a small group or one department and then grow. This worked really good for us, especially because there's like a word of mouth. People want to join the messenger, so there's like some kind of hype. Or if the people are like have a coffee corner room and colleagues want to join that, so it's really nice, a nice starting point. And we also suggest that maybe not start only with an IT department to have like the common users in this small group as well. So like for our example, doctors and nurses. Make the registration as easy as possible. It's already complicated enough for the users to have like the passphrase flow, which is like uncommon because we have applications like WhatsApp and stuff. But this is like something that they don't expect, they don't know from other applications. So we really have like an integration that they can use their normal password and that they use for Outlook and other applications, for example. Let users organize themselves. We really suggest that people can make their own rooms, organize themselves, because it might be obvious to like create one room for each department, but we have very positive experience because people know who they need to talk to and they can organize themselves. In regards to enablement, make sure people have first level support that they can contact easily. You might think, okay, I never called my WhatsApp support, but this is really important for like hospital or like a small setting where people really have to be able to ask questions, especially if it's a bit more complicated, the solution. We have subject matter experts in the department that can provide help. So it's like basically a 0.5 level support. And we provide lots of tutorials and documentation, especially videos, which is really helpful for our users. When it comes to running the solution, we have a beta environment open to all users, especially the power users enjoy that, to be able to test out new features. We carry out detailed end-to-end testing before every update. And if you are trying to run a Matrix Messenger on that scale, I really support implementing GitOps and build pipeline practices. We use, for example, Argo CD to manage our deployment, and this really helps us a lot. So, and if the messenger is the central communications tool, make sure it keeps running. We have like had great experience when Mainz like had problems with their own infrastructure because the messenger was running in IBM Cloud. This was like the central tool that was still running, so they could use it to communicate, and this gave the user base a great big growth. Administration-wise, we suggest to enforce encryption because it makes it easier again. People don't deactivate encryption and might risk exposing sensitive data. Get the on and offboarding right so that users are also deactivated when they leave the company. That's very important. And provide dedicated administration tools. And at the end of the day, this is like the big challenge. I have like posted some of the words you may come across when using a client. And I think even I couldn't explain all of these in detail. So the solution must be easy to use. There are nurses, there are doctors that want to help patients. It's not their job to understand a messaging tool. It has to be as easy as WhatsApp at the end of the day. And therefore our challenge is Matrix isn't WhatsApp. That's the big point at the end of the day. The solution is more complicated. It has great advantages, but it's more complicated, and that makes it more difficult to use. So I think our challenge at IBM and maybe also in the open source community is to make the solution more handy. And I think with Matrix 2.0, there are like great steps in that direction to reduce the complexity, so to make sure that people really keep on using the messenger and don't jump back to open solutions or unauthorized solutions like WhatsApp. So at the end, our goal is IBM and Mainz to make the messenger as user-friendly as possible. So maybe a few sentences about the future of the messenger, because we already have planned like also a 2.0 update ourselves, which allows case-related communications, which we are very excited about. And there are two main stepstones to get there: to have the U-Medical Messenger as the next generation of U-Messenger to allow like case-related communications where you have like one patient and doctors can really exchange information about this patient, about the patient. First of all, we will utilize the mobile application management of University Medical Center Mainz. At the moment, it's bring your own device, but now we have the application managed by the mobile application management, so they can get the don't have to rely on the public app store, but can download the application from the University Medical Center Mainz internal app store. There is a nice split between the private data and the U-Messenger data, so that you don't have like some personal pictures next to like medical information you exchange on your phone. And there are some advanced onboarding options enabled through that, because the device, or at least the application, which is very important, it's only the application, is managed by the mobile application management. And if you open the app, a VPN connection is automatically established with the University Medical Center. Therefore, we can restrict access from outside the medical center network, which also heightens security. And again, thanks to the MUM, it doesn't really make a difference to the end user. And with all of this, we hope that this really improves the messenger experience and brings it to the next level, so that the staff can also use it to really directly exchange medical information, case-related information. And one big question that might come up in your mind is now, okay, we heard about the TI messenger and the U-Messenger, U-Medical Messenger, so how does this work together? And we are still in a brainstorming phase with Mainz, because the big advantage of the TI messenger, of course, is you can talk with staff outside your own hospital. On the other hand, the University Medical Messenger for Mainz, they have much more options to like customize the system, make it really add bots, for example, have custom use cases and user flows in this solution. So it's probably going to be like two applications for the start now, and maybe in the future they will merge together. This is still a very interesting development at the moment, and we're looking forward to like go this path further with the University Medical Center Mainz. So that now I'm at the end of our talk. So I hope you enjoyed it. You could take some information with you if you are planning to run a TI messenger in a hospital, or if you're planning to run messenger, a matrix messenger in general, and maybe there are questions.
Very much.
Yeah.
Okay, we start with a question.
So you mentioned enforcing encryption by default.
Yeah.
How did you deal with people just forgetting their passphrase, passkeys? This is always a problem, and unlike WhatsApp, in Matrix, the history is important. So like you don't want to just lose everything. When you lose
Definitely. So at the moment, right, I have the user journey here. People get frustrated. They can't decrypt messages, and this is a problem we are facing. Of course, currently, if you enforce it, people will ask, okay, something isn't working. Where's the problem? So that's why we have like the subject matter experts in the department that really take the people by their hand and explain it to them. But of course, we still have the problem that sometimes messages get lost. We are also like considering solutions where you have to input your second key to even use the messenger. This might help in some cases. But we are. This is one of the challenges we are facing, and I was happy, not happy, but I was glad. I heard that like also the French government messenger was facing these problems. So it's like a common problem in the community. But we're trying our best to solve that by talking with the users and providing the necessary support.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. Quick question, is it possible to elaborate on the onboarding and the offboarding? You mentioned the high number of trainees that were working on the site. It sounded manual, but could you elaborate on it?
So our goal is to have the Messenger integrated with the Active Directory inside the hospital, so people can just use their normal username and password that they use for applications like Outlook or their computer. But currently, this is not possible because of data protection reasons, because the Active Directory is in a protective zone. Therefore, we have a key-cloak solution where a user can create their own accounts, which are like identified by the email address that they have one from their employee. So we use that solution. They can reset their password and so on. But the best solution is, of course, to just allow an existing login flow. And also to have an onboarding that really kicks out the matrix users at the end, so that you don't have dead users or like potential access of users that are already offboarded on the application. Yeah.
You mentioned the case-related chat groups or chat rooms. How did you implement them technically?
Technically, we have a detailed discussion with the data protection department at Mainz. About this use case that we want to implement it, and we are currently still in the building phase of Medical Messenger, but thanks to the two security increasements through the mobile application management and the network restrictions, we are able to provide this solution on like bring your own devices basically, so that they can exchange case-related information without risking this information to be exposed in like their own photo library and stuff.
Okay, sorry, this wasn't the last question because we've run out of time. So thank you very much for your presentation and the interesting question and answer session. I hope you can continue all the questions afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you very much.